Jordan's move to intensify its military operations against Islamic State in response to the burning alive of its Air Force pilot may lead to terrorist attacks in the kingdom. Jordanian fighter jets struck Islamic State targets in Syria on Thursday, a day after King Abdullah called for more action against the group. Islamic State is not an organization likely to take heavier attacks by a neighboring Muslim government lightly, nor the execution of 2 prisoners it had previously demanded in exchange for the Jordanian pilot. Islamic State already offered the reward on Wednesday to anyone who kills or wounds the Jordanian pilot, the Jihad and Terrorism Threat Monitor of the MEMRI Middle East Media Research Institute reported. The Islamic State's Shura Council offers the reward to anyone killing or wounding a Jordanian pilot and preventing him from flying as part of the Crusader coalition that is attacking Muslims in the Islamic State, said the statement posted on an Islamic State-affiliated Twitter account. Also posted was a list of 52 Jordanian pilots and their addresses, ranks, and jobs, whose identities were allegedly given by the murdered pilot Mouath al-Kasaesbeh, according to the report. Islamic State has supporters in Jordan, even if their numbers are not too numerous. Jordan hanged 2 Iraqi jihadists, one a woman, on Wednesday and vowed to intensify military action against Islamic State. "We are waging this war to protect our faith, our values and human principles, and our war for their sake will be relentless and will hit them in their own ground," state television quoted the king as saying during a security meeting. Jordan, which is part of the UF-led alliance, had promised an earth-shaking response to the killing of its pilot, al-Kasaesbeh, who was captured when his F-16 crashed. Al-Baghach, an Amman native and expert on Jordan based in Washington, told the Jerusalem Post that he is not sure the country would go as far as sending ground troops to fight against Islamic State, but the country is clearly intensifying its fighting against IS and this will likely increase with time. Islamic State is probably going to try to retaliate, though it will not be able to invade the kingdom as it did Iraq, he said. More likely, says al-Baghach, is attempts to carry out bomb attacks inside Jordan, perhaps from Islamic State cells undetected in the country. The horrific killing of al-Kasaesbeh has led to a loss of support for the terrorist group even among its traditional Salafi base, he said. Whether such attacks would be successfully carried out is another question, said al-Baghach, speculating that the country's intelligence has likely been focusing on this issue for some time. Many Jordanians have rallied behind the king and al-Kasaesbeh's family, but Islamists in the country have not been swayed, and remain the base from which support for Islamic State could come. Even the country's Muslim Brotherhood faction, which is more pragmatic than jihadist groups such as al-Qaeda and Islamic State, refuses to call the latter a terrorist group. In a Jordanian TV interview earlier this week with the country's Brotherhood leader Hamza Manzar, and reported by MEMRI, he refused to call Islamic State a terrorist organization.